9. New things prohibited on flights in 2025, along with a secret tip to not get in trouble. Traveling in 2025 is more about navigating a quiet labyrinth of hidden bans than it is about boarding a plane. You might be convinced you've packed efficiently, but what once passed through security, such as a smart water bottle, a herbal sleep remedy, or a protein shake, can now get you into big trouble. While passengers are distracted untying laces and pouring out liquids, the airlines and TSA have quietly put new items on the forbidden list. Catch: they're not making an announcement. That means even seasoned flyers are getting caught off guard. In this video, I'll share 9 unexpected flight bans, catching clever travelers off guard, and an added tip that will save you from damaging your equipment. Master these, and you'll glide effortlessly through security, while others wait in line for extra inspection. So let's dive in. Number 9. Smart water bottles with integrated electronics. Reusable water bottles are a no-brainer, unless they're smart. If your water bottle has Bluetooth syncing, temperature sensors, or wireless charging pads, it's now a security issue. The TSA has added these cutting-edge bottles to their advanced screening list in secret because they contain embedded batteries and internal wiring. At Atlanta Hartsfield, a passenger's $80 bottle led to a complete lane closure after sensors detected a lithium battery in the bottom. If your bottle is affiliated with an app or has any type of port, it could be pulled out for screening or flatly refused. Pro tip: use plain stainless steel or BPA-free containers without any electronics. You'll save money, time, and the hassle of having to clarify why your water requires charging. And talking about electronics, our next item could potentially get you arrested abroad. Number 8. Encrypted external hard drives. This one has nothing to do with weight or size. It has everything to do with keeping your data safe. Encrypted external hard drives are also setting off red flags at world checkpoints in 2025. Nations such as China, Russia, and some in the Middle East are cracking down on digital encryption. Passengers have reported their encrypted drives being confiscated at the border. One reporter traveling to Beijing had his drive confiscated and was not allowed to enter the country until it was erased. The airline offered no notice, and even the embassy could not assist. To remain secure, do not transport encrypted drives if you're transiting through data-restrictive countries. Use cloud backup instead, or encrypt your files upon arrival. Pro tip: TSA-approved drives can still be a problem in transit. Always investigate digital data legislation for each country along your travel route, not only your destination. Sound drastic? Wait until you see what's going down with popular supplements. Number 7. Supplements and herbal remedies. Melatonin and CBD were already in the crosshairs, but today, the list of banned supplements has expanded rapidly. In 2025, products such as Kratom, Street John's wort, and over-the-counter sleep aids are being considered restricted drugs in many nations. Worse, TSA began holding any unbranded supplement bottles for field testing if they appear suspicious. In Miami, a health blogger had $200 worth of legitimate herbal capsules confiscated because they weren't in original packaging. Agents treated them as potential drugs since they lacked proper labels. Pro tip: always carry supplements in original containers with proper labeling, and double-check the legality of herbal ingredients before boarding. What's legal at home may not be overseas. Here's what to do exactly. Only bring sealed, evidently labeled, and well-known brands of supplements. Anything kept in a Ziploc bag, pillbox, or unlabeled container is likely to raise eyebrows even if it's completely legal. So, what if I told you there's something even more unexpected that's surprising frequent flyers at security? Number 6. Compressed gas cartridges, even in beauty devices. Most people are aware that CO2 cartridges in life jackets need a special exemption. But let's get this straight. In 2025, the regulation extended to include beauty gadgets, travel razors, and even facial misting tools that utilize pressurized gas. One woman, departing from JFK, had her $120 skincare mister seized because it had an embedded gas capsule that couldn't be taken out. She didn't realize her beauty tool was now a risk for flight. The new regulation prohibits all pressurized cartridges except when they're declared, marked clearly, and subject to very tight size limits. That covers mini airbrush kits, portable soda makers, and some razors. What do? Ahead of your bag reaching the scanner, say it out loud. I have a pressurized device that must be inspected. Don't wait for them to discover it. Declare it first. Pro tip: TSA now advises travelers to treat any pressurized item, especially sprays or misters, as restricted. When in doubt, check it in your luggage or leave it behind. Still with me? Because the next rule might affect your protein shake. Number 5. Powdered substances over 12 ounces. It's not just about liquids anymore. The TSA has quietly tightened rules around powders over 12 ounces, especially if they're not in their original containers. Protein powders, infant formula, powdered milk, and even flavored drink packets now cause a secondary search or outright confiscation. One bodybuilder traveler, taking a flight out of Phoenix, had his whey protein thrown out for nothing more than being stashed in a plain plastic bag. Agents seized it as a chemical threat, until they could confirm otherwise. Even spice mixtures, baking supplies, and cosmetic powders such as setting powder or foot powder are subject to this rule. One grandmother lost her homemade spice blend for her grandchildren because she did not label it correctly. The magic words: keep powders in sealed, labeled containers. And if you're transporting over 12 ounces, either check it or pre-mix ahead of the flight. Pro tip: having the original packaging and a receipt is your best defense if you're traveling with a large quantity of powder. That's annoying, right? The next regulation goes after something travelers rely on for peace of mind. Number 4. Bluetooth trackers in checked bags. AirTag users. This one's for you. Several global airlines such as Lufthansa, Korean Air, and some Middle Eastern carriers have banned actual-time Bluetooth trackers, such as AirTags, from checked luggage, as of mid-2025. Why? The gadgets send out an ongoing signal that has been said to interfere with aircraft systems by some carriers. A traveler from New York to Berlin was asked to take out her AirTag or the bags would not be allowed on board. Although the TSA hasn't fully banned these yet, they have acknowledged the concern is being actively reviewed. The regulations now differ by airline and location. Here's what counts. You can still use Bluetooth tags on your carry-on, but on checked luggage, always check with your airline, particularly if you're traveling internationally. Pro tip: flights that include layovers in countries with stricter regulations are the greatest risk. To err on the side of caution, place your tracker in carry-on where you can keep an eye on it. And now, something totally unexpected. The next limitation affects something as mundane as how you pack your lunch. Number 3. Do-it-yourself snack packs wrapped in foil. Taking your own snacks on a plane? No problem. Wrapping them in aluminum foil, though? Not a good idea. Why not? TSA's new scanners can't penetrate foil. It will show up as a solid object, an opaque anomaly on screening. That means bag searches, delays, and added inconvenience. One mother flying out of Denver had packed her children's sandwiches in foil and waited 30 minutes extra while agents unpacked and rescanned her whole bag by hand. It becomes worse when you layer several foil-wrapped objects, such as burritos, snacks, or candy bars. On an X-ray, they may appear as suspicious shapes or even gun components. The solution is simple. Use clear plastic wrap or see-through containers. TSA isn't banning your snacks, they just need to see what's inside without opening every bag. Pro tip: if you're prepping meals for your flight, skip the foil. You'll move through security faster and keep the line moving for everyone else. Now, imagine I told you the next prohibition has something that's entirely lawful where you purchased it but nevertheless gets seized. Number 2. Some e-cigarettes and disposable vapes. In early 2025, TSA quietly prohibited certain disposable vape models that have unregulated lithium batteries because they represent a serious fire hazard. While the majority of e-cigarettes remain permitted in carry-on, a few models, particularly imported or counterfeit versions, have found their way onto the no-fly list. It's not nicotine. It's about what's contained within the batteries. TSA now employs visual scanners and serial number detection to identify forbidden devices. One passenger at LAX had his vape confiscated not for what it was, but because its battery was one detected by the FAA. To remain safe, don't think your vape is fine simply because you purchased it legally. If in doubt, call TSA Cares before flying. Pro tip: products from smaller or foreign brands are least likely to be banned on a whim. Use known, US, approved models if you must bring one at all. None of these, however, come close to the last limitation one that can get you into legal hot water, rather than a delayed flight. Number 1. Over-the-counter medications in some countries. This one's no joke. Drugs you can readily purchase in the US, such as pseudoephedrine or diphenhydramine, used in allergy or sleep products, are controlled substances in some nations. In 2025, countries such as Japan, the UAE, and Nigeria have tightened up pharmaceutical regulations. What's perfectly routine in America might be narcotics somewhere else. A tourist traveling through Dubai was arrested for simply having an allergy medication with him, Legal in your own country, illegal there. This isn't a TSA problem. You can take your flight perfectly well, but border authorities in another nation might arrest you. The solution? Always verify international medication restrictions, particularly if your destination involves several nations or a layover. Some nations demand a doctor's note or prescription even for over-the-counter pain medications. Pro tip: carry written documentation for all medication, including generic medications. A printed doctor's note may save you a whole world of hassle. Bonus insider tip: why TSA actually flags items. What most travelers do not realize, bans are not necessarily about danger, they are about ambiguity. TSA and airport security systems now rely on advanced AI and visual scanners. Anything the system can't quickly recognize is flagged. And if it's easier to confiscate something than figure it out, you're not getting it back. Unfamiliar packaging, off-brand electronics, unlabeled powders or pills, they all raise suspicion. A woman who flew out of Seattle had her battery-powered travel fan taken from her. It was not dangerous, and it was not prohibited. But since it was unbranded and had a flashing LED light, it was flagged and confiscated. There was no rule violated, but she lost her gadget nonetheless. What you should do? Online pre-trip, use the TSA's "What Can I Bring" tool. Be current, mark things clearly, and where possible, avoid unmarked or strange objects. The TSA's "What Can I Bring" resource is regularly updated to include new additions to 2025's changing restriction list. But if you're heading overseas, you must do one better. Always consult the IATA Dangerous Goods Guide or your airline's official baggage policy before including anything out of the ordinary, particularly high-tech electronics, vitamins, or prescription medication. Regulations can change wildly by destination or transit country. Last pro tip: when unsure, leave it behind or transfer it to your carry-on after checking it's okay. Bring original packaging, receipts, and plain labels for supplements, electronics, and meds. It might be the difference between breezing through security or being stopped for questioning. Now it's your turn. What was the biggest surprise? Were you ever surprised by one of these not-so-well-known rules? Perhaps even gotten yourself stranded at an airport due to one? Share your tale in the comments. You could be saving another traveler from making the same error. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe for additional insider travel tips, and share with someone who's about to fly. Thanks for watching, and as always, safe and smooth travels.